Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of the Styleogram podcast, the place where you get updated with the latest trends, tips and tricks and fashion events from around the world. Today we have with us celebrity stylist Nirali Mehta, who is known to have dressed tons of celebrity stars. Let's talk to her and find out the latest fashion do's and don'ts and what's in and what's out. Hi Nirali, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Malika. Thank you for having me.
Are you all set?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so let's go straight to the beginning, Nirali. How did you get into this amazing, unique and interesting field of styling?
Didn't start with fashion, if I might add, but I did do my course in marketing and communications from HR College. I went to University of Houston to get a degree in it. But when I came back and I started working with an ad firm, that's when I decided that I don't know whether I've made the right choice. I was always interested in fashion, just which aspect of it is what I had to discover. So I got an opportunity to work with my sister-in-law, and she was into design.
Okay.
I started off with her. We worked together for 3 years, and I loved every moment of it. After that, I got an opportunity at Verve, and that's where my journey started.
Wow. So this was about maybe 20 years ago, is it?
No, my God, not
No?
really. Yeah, well, 8 to 9 years back,
Okay.
I started this whole...
So it was still quite a niche field, right? Styling and
Yes.
especially for celebrities. I don't think it had come up until I think the last 5 or 6 years is when it's really boomed.
See, when you talk about celebrities, I think is the Bollywood films that have seen a major change. So what you notice is that maybe 10 years back, the transition did start, but to the point it is at right now, that's been probably the last 3-4 years that the big change has happened.
So are there any courses now that people who want to enter styling can do?
Yes, in fact there are. There are a couple of institutes in Bombay and around India which along with their design courses also do a short course of fashion styling, and there are specialized courses as well, which are probably 6 to 8 months.
Okay. So what do you think that, what would be the advice that you would give to a young girl who wants to get into styling? Do you think it's important for her to study it, or do you think it's more important to live it and to work in it? And what do you think, inherently a person should have to be good at this job?
From my experience, and if you actually see my progression into this particular field, I necessarily don't think that an academic degree is required.
Right.
The basics of it is have the aesthetics for it, have the eye for it. Interest obviously plays a very, very key role in this, and just going about it in a more structured fashion. So don't try and skip the part where, I want to get into only celebrity styling or only editorial space. You need to start at the bottom, do your internships, do your PR with, the designers, the other stylists and stuff like that, and grow with the process, because that growth will also help you in the journey to get to the point where probably I am.
I guess it's not just as easy as putting things together like we do at home, right? There's a lot more science behind it.
Yes.
And
I think that is the key. Today, even if you spend a lot and have every possible thing in your wardrobe, if you're not going to put it together right, it's not going to work. So ideally what I would suggest is just the right, even while you're starting off, just experiment a lot with Bollywood or brands like that, where you're putting looks together just to understand whether does it work or not.
And don't be afraid to be quirky, right?
Quirky, oh my God, quirky is big right now.
It is,
so the
it really
quirkier
is.
you are. I just happened to, on my way here, see a picture of Ranveer Singh actually. And it was just insane. It's like, you would not imagine anyone wearing that and walking on the streets.
What was he wearing?
He's wearing, it is a thing for Adidas, I think. And he's wearing this printed t-shirt with printed pants and the Adidas shoes with the printed jacket.
Oh my God.
And you don't think he's pulling it off, but he
print on
is.
print is really in right now,
But print
right?
on print to that extent, yeah. Well,
a
everyone
bit
should
much.
go and see that picture for sure, yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to Verve and talk about, I think it was the first platform for you, right?
Yes.
And so how was that experience?
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I started there as an intern.
Okay.
At that point, I was like, okay, I need to understand what goes into the process because, like I said, I was in design. Also, not doing the design bit. That bit my sister-in-law was doing, and I was doing more of the networking and coordination, figuring the bit out, to promote the business. So, again, a marketing and advertising view to that particular work also that I did. But when I got into Verve, and styling again was such a new avenue for me, so I started as an intern. I did my internship for 6 months. Luckily for me, a job opening came along and they offered me the job. And yeah, I was there for 5 years after that.
Yeah,
so
and then you designed cover shoots and stuff
everything.
like that.
So I got to a senior fashion stylist position, and that's the time when I started doing covers along with my fashion director. So yeah, pretty much done
That's
styling.
amazing. And we'd love to hear about, how it all comes together, because what we see is the magazine cover.
Yes.
And I've always wondered how it all gets conceptualized and the execution. So can you tell us, run us through like step by step how it all works?
Okay, so at Verve, how it starts is that, and at any other magazine, you would also notice that there are issues and themes for every particular month. So if it is your power issue or it's your age issue, keeping that in mind, first the selection of the celebrity happens because we see who is the right fit for it. And once that bit is taken care of and we've spoken to them and, they're on board with the cover, we get into the mood board. The mood board comprises of understanding what kind of pictures we're looking at, who would be the right photographer, who would be the right hair and makeup. So the process to the cover is the intense part.
Right.
The day of the shoot is a 1 day process, but otherwise it's a journey. It's like 2 weeks of planning, figuring which designers we want to get on board, which are the looks that work for that particular celebrity.
So do you have like 5 clothing options and hundreds of accessories?
5, love, we have 40.
Really?
So any particular
So you don't know what's going to go on eventually?
Not at all, because what happens is that once the celebrity is there, the photographer is there, all of us, the entire team together looks at all the options and, we know that this is going to work and that's not going to work.
Oh my God,
Sometimes
wow.
the celebrity is choosy and picky and they'll be like, no, I don't think so. And I really don't know whether I want to wear that and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of stuff changes. I don't think I've ever done a cover where what I conceptualized is what it turned out to be. But then that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what
So
you're
tell
gonna
us
see.
about like a crazy cover idea that you may have seen or done and executed.
As far as crazy is concerned, I don't know whether I've done crazy. I
Okay.
am not.
Something interesting.
Yeah, something interesting. Then the Alia cover that I just did, which was for Verve, which was last October. It was interesting in the sense the person that we were doing, the celebrity that we were styling was interesting. She's got a very young... very casual vibe about her clothes.
Okay.
But the whole idea was because it was our best dressed issue, we had to portray her in a way that she is going to look like a diva, but not again in the sense where she's red carpet or she's looking too old, with the hairdo.
Yeah.
So there was so much thought process that went into it. And at the shoot, Alia was amazing.
Yeah.
She pretty much was like, okay, you guys are the experts, figure my bit out. And she was easygoing. She was great to work with.
So what did you make her wear eventually?
So we made her wear a Prabal Gurung, which was something I sourced from New York. And he was amazing. When he came down this time for the Lamal event, I met him and he said she looked fab in it. So that was...
Was it
that
a
was good.
suit or a dress?
It was a dress.
It
was a black and white dress. And she's one of Alia's closest friends is Prabal, so she was excited about wearing him, and the whole vibe of the shoot was fun, and
wow,
it was a great shoot.
Yeah. So what's your kind of go-to look for a cover shoot?
Frankly, I cannot say that because, like I said, it's very thematic. So if I say a go-to look for a bridal would be an anamika, but then for a travel story, it would be somebody in a more casual space,
Right.
If it is a power issue, I would go in for, like Amit Agarwal, Adnan, Niraj, so there are different designers who have
their
different
niche.
sensibilities. Yes. So whenever you do pick a theme, I think it's very important that you get that particular designer on board.
Right. And I'm sure they're all flocking to be on board,
Yes.
right?
So yeah, it's exciting sometimes. They are also very keen, and they're like, okay, we'll do something specifically for the shoot and stuff like that, or else we just source from the shows that they've shown at Fashion Weeks is what we source from.
Right. And then I know that you also do a lot of ad films.
Yes,
Right? So tell us
yes.
a bit about which ones you've done.
Okay, so I do freelance work now. I work independently. I was with Verve for 5 years, and then at some point I said, there are so many different avenues of fashion styling. So I was done with the editorial space at that point in time. So I said, let me explore what else is there. So besides editorial, there is, like you said, celebrity styling for events, red carpet. There is also ad films. One of the ad films that I started with was the Tata Nano advertisement that we shot. It was beautiful, very different from what I used to do. So the call time was 4:00 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But how was it different?
That goes into a more costume design space. So today, when you actually look at fashion styling, there are two very big avenues. There's costume design and there is fashion styling. So costume design goes into the space of movies, films, TV shows, and ad films. So their whole approach to styling is very different. They look at it from a very costume that, okay, what is the costume for the main lead in that ad film, or what is the girl going to be wearing, what are the colors. So those things come into play. And also the way it is shot is very different, clearly, because it's like a ongoing live performance, and then you capture that moment that you want.
Right.
So once the outfit is on that person, then that's it, Then the styling bit, you're just like, okay, waiting. Whereas at a cover shoot, you are at it the whole time. Because you have to make sure that every part of that outfit is correct and the accessory is visible. So that is a bit that.
Okay. So did you dress models or celebrities for these ad shoots?
Models for the Tata Nano ad film was models. For Dove, when I did Dove, it was real life women because that's their concept. So we did an all white story with them. But that was great because they had best friends in that particular shoot. So the vibe at the shoot was great. They all were just having fun and turned out to be a really good shoot.
So which one would you say is more hectic of the two? Cover shoots or ad films?
Ad films, both from the prep point of view, they both are intense. Like you have to get into the details of it before. But on the day of the shoot, the ad films are more hectic in the sense that the schedules are tighter and, you just
I guess there are more people involved as well.
More people. So you do an entire team of people that you're styling at that point. It's not a particular person, model or celebrity.
And now I'd like to talk a little bit about, the really interesting bit, which is the celebrity styling, right?
Yes,
so
of course.
You, of course, I know that you style a ton of Bollywood celebrities. Tell us some of the people that you style.
Oh, well, I've styled, like I said, recently I've styled Alia Bhatt, Pooja Hegde. I'm doing Disha Patni next week.
Okay.
She was in the movie, what movie was that again? Dhoni. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Of course.
She's new, so there's a lot of new talents. Care, all of them. So that's what's coming up. But in the past, I've done Deepika, Priyanka, Sonam, Chitrangada, Sanakshi.
Wow.
Yeah, with the boys.
How difficult is it to style them? Is it easy? Are they very flexible?
Well, like I was saying, the boys are the difficult parts. I've done John Abraham, I've done Imran Khan, Irfan Khan, Abedul. Boys, okay, this is something I must mention to you. Difficult, yes. Also, they take forever for hair and makeup.
Really?
Karan Johar, all of them. Like, they will take longer than the women. And hair is very critical. And, the makeup has to be bang on, which can't look too much, but still has to be there to make them look younger, smarter, that whole bit. So the whole brief for boys changes.
Yeah.
For girls, not really. None of them are very difficult. Sonakshi is amazing. Vidya Balan is amazing. Ekta Kapoor, very certain about what she wants to wear and how she wants to go about it. Priyanka is flexible. Used to be flexible, but with time,
anymore.
yes, yeah, she knows what works, what doesn't work. Katrina, very, very sorted in her head. At one point, I remember we were at the shoot, Atul Kazbekar, Katrina and us, we were in the hotel room and we were discussing her looks, and she saw all of it and she said, no, because she is very sure of what works, So if you say, if you look at it from an experimental point of view, she's not experimental. You see her looks, not experimental with the hair, So it's very, and if you do mention it, she's like, Nirali, I know what works for me, right? So why do you want me to look different? But I said, you look, it's nice to see somebody look a little different, something exciting. But she said, oh.
Who would you say is the most experimental actress in terms of dressing?
Kangna Ranaut. Hands down. Kangna is, she is so flexible in a certain way. Obviously, at the end of it needs to work for her. But she's open to suggestions. She's open to hairdo. She's open to clothes options. So she will be excited about change. And this, I think, you see in her films as well.
Yeah. So do you think that size plays a really important role for, women? I think there's such a big deal made about the size that you are. As a stylist, what would you have to say about that?
You know what really actually goes down is, like you said, right now a size 0, size 1 has become such a big thing that when you are bigger, from a styling point of view, it gets a little trickier because what we source is press samples. So even if you're doing international brands, we source from the shows that they do. When they are showing in Milan or Paris or London, wherever it might be. And when we do it in Bombay as well, like we shoot celebrities in Bombay, we source from fashion weeks, which are, again, press samples are always model sizes.
Literally size 0 to, right?
Exactly. So if you're not that size, from a styling point of view, your options narrow down a little bit, Okay. So there are certain celebrities, I don't want to name them, but it'll be harder to style them than it would be to a girl who is the model size.
So then you'd have to get the designer to specially make something new or to alter.
Then they might not be RAM pieces. Obviously, all designers have their store pieces and, other sizes and stuff like that. So then you get into that. So it kind of depends on what your model looks like and what size they are.
Wow, that's really interesting. I mean, I've always wondered, when I see Instagram pictures of celebrities of the airport style and stuff, right? And is that even styled, or is anything of it personal style, or it's all style? Like literally from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed.
Any kind of appearance, basically, if you know media is going to be there, then the look has to be put together. Now, initially what used to, and also I feel that we do take into account the personality. What you see when they're very casually at an event or even for a red carpet for that matter, I will take into account the celebrity's personal style in the sense that I won't make her wear something that she's not going to be comfortable in, because this is not just a shoot, right? She's not going to shoot it and be out of it. She's going to have to walk in those shoes and she's going to be in that outfit for the entire time. So I cannot put her in something which is not going to work for her. Right. She needs to be comfortable in what she's wearing. She needs to feel good in what she's wearing. So those things are very important when you're with you're styling them for airports.
So do they call you and ask you that, this is on Thursday, I need 5 different looks for the airport, and then for lunch, and then for a cocktail, and for dinner?
So how that goes about is we do their wardrobes for them. We would do a wardrobe consultancy where we go into their wardrobes and see which pieces they can layer, which pieces they can wear, team it up differently and stuff like that. So it becomes conducive to them to even when they're traveling and all of that.
And then you give them like bulk options of these are 10 options for airport. Okay, so it's not every day.
It is not so much unless the person really, really needs that little bit of assistance. Otherwise, they pretty much figure in the end.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that, Nirali. We'll be right back after our first break.
It was rated Goregaon's most intelligent podcast. It was the best new podcast of the day when it was launched. And now, the irreverent brand of attempted humor and botched education is coming your way. You have many burning questions.
So what is the Brexit? What do mathematicians do, man? I mean...
Introducing Simplified, a weekly podcast that deconstructs issues around you, such as, what on earth is Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin is just another currency like the rupee or dollar. The difference here is it's a virtual currency.
Do resolutions in cameras really matter?
They think that just because a number is higher, what they're getting is actually more.
And encryption.
So encryption, is a process of encoding messages in such a fashion that only the intended recipient sees it in its intended format.
Hosted by Narendra Shanoy, a very wise man who can't stop making PG Woodhouse references. And Deepak Gopalakrishnan, who calls himself Chuck, a madman who can't stop making poor jokes.
Naren, what do you call a forest where you find all the latest news?
I don't have a good feeling about
that. A topical rainforest.
Follow Chuck and Naren as they scour Google and read Wikipedia for you and condense it into language you can understand. Simplified, helping you appear smarter to an audience that knows no different.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here with the stylist Nirali and she's going to give us some really fun things that she's seen. So Nirali, tell us a fashion faux pas that you've either made or that you've seen recently.
Wow, the one I have made. Well, seen recently is a lot. A universal, a universal faux pas for me is bad in us. I just cannot handle that.
Especially when they see through, right?
Exactly. So see-through dresses are so big right now. Not so much in India yet. But if you've got your inners wrong, you've got terrible lingerie, that is just the biggest no-no ever. Okay. So no matter what you're wearing, if you got that wrong, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yes.
So any tips on like how you can get it right?
Well, getting into details in that part of it, get your Spanx right, get your nudes right, and I think that should be good.
I guess nude inners always
very,
work well,
very important,
right?
Yes, because that kind of makes or breaks the look.
Right.
I would think so. Right,
And tell us about maybe 2 or 3 trends internationally or Indian that you're absolutely loving right now, and even if they're not in India, you'd hope that they'd come soon.
Oh my God, the biggest thing right now for me is the knee-length boots.
Okay,
and I wish I could wear them in India and walk around the streets. But so that's one international trend which I'm loving.
But do you think it would look good in India with our weather?
It would look fab. So just a short dress with boots. We don't have to go into the whole winter wear because we don't have those winters and we can't really go into that space. But just a fun dress and with those boots would be just a perfect look for an evening. And also velvet is big right now.
Okay.
And corsets over dresses, corsets over t-shirts inside slip dresses. I love the layering that happens because I feel it's not only about putting that one dress on you with the right shoes and bag. I think it's just about also how innovatively you've combined 2 different pieces,
so
to make it your own.
So you think corsets is the new way to layer, huh?
Yes, oh my God, corsets over a t-shirt or over a dress, over a gown. That is something that is
and these would be like printed corsets or
just your fitted black corsets. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But just something that would give you that shape, just to make it look.
Just adds the spunk to an outfit.
Yes.
And give us a few tips on how a young girl can look stylish on her first date or like a big night.
For the young girls as well as for the older ones,
of course,
I think if they're still dating, they're lucky. And if they and if they are, then I think something for a day would definitely need to be flirty, sexy, fun, and always carry like a cover-up or maybe just a thin jacket or something. So even if it goes into an evening space, then you just have to layer it again and you're good to go and carry on for a couple of more hours.
Yeah. And how would you, advise a girl to deal with like a bad hair day?
Oh, well.
Because I have tons of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I never know what to do.
Yes. So bad hair days is a messy bun for me.
Okay.
It's like it just goes right up there. And maybe.
So all the way on top, like on the top of your head?
All the way on top, just crunch it and put it out there. Don't use a comb. Yeah, do that whole bit.
Yeah.
And for an evening, maybe just pull it all back into a sleek ponytail.
Yeah.
Give the
and
shape with big earrings and you're
give
good
it
to
maybe
go.
like a poof in front.
Yeah, if you can, a bouffant, if you can pull that one off, why not? If
Yeah.
not, just keep it sleek.
You think dry shampoo works?
Well, I have experimented with it.
I don't love the texture of
I
it.
don't,
and
yeah.
What
After
it does
a bit,
to your
you know,
hair.
that it kind of gets a little frizzy and kind of fragile kind of feel to it, which
Yeah.
I'm not a huge
Maybe
fan
it's a quick fix, I guess.
quick fix, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for those tips, Nirali. Are you ready for our next round, which is the rapid fire
Yes,
round?
yes.
Okay, so let's get
go.
cracking. Most stylish Bollywood celebrity.
Deepika Padukone.
Okay. One advice to brides.
Do not go OTT. Play down certain parts. You don't need the jewelry and the outfit and the makeup and everything possible that you've dreamt of as a dream bride. But I think the call for the hour needs to be underplay one part of it. If you're going to go, you're going to up your jewelry, play down your outfit. If you're going to do it vice versa, the bridal makeup doesn't have to be there with the bridal outfit. You can look fresh, you can look happy, you can look...
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just about having fun, right, on your wedding day. So,
Yeah. You don't want to look like a cupcake.
yeah, you don't want to be weighing down 40 kgs of your outfit and just
Right.
not be happy.
Yeah,
So.
totally agree. So you're very fit, and we wanted to ask you what's a great fitness regime?
Well, eating right, not eating the food at studios and shoots when we are out there because it's all greasy and carbs and that whole bit. So yeah, just carrying the right food if you're at shoots.
Which is
and-
salads and vegetables.
yeah,
and stuff.
sandwiches or whatever it is that fills you up enough and keeps you going. Because, you know, as much as I say that my ad film days, when I was working with the advertising firm, it was long. We do shoot long hours as well. We shoot for days together. And so, yeah, whatever, fruits or sandwiches, whatever you can get your hands on,
Okay.
just to keep your energy up.
And exercise? Or
Yes,
that's not
exercising
important.
very important for sure. At least twice a week. I do Pilates.
Okay.
And I love it. And I try to kind of make sure that I make time for it.
Okay. What would you wear on the red carpet?
Wow, I would love to wear a Gauri and Nanika.
Okay.
She's one of my favorite designers. And
Like a dress or
yes,
a gown?
I would
or-
wear a ruffle dress, which
Okay.
would kind of leave a trail behind with a really, really sheer fabric, like not something which is too heavy on me or something just
Right.
light and breezy.
draped on you.
Yes.
Favorite part of your job?
I love networking with people. I love meeting people in the fashion industry who are so different than I am. And what I love about them is that they are all quirky in their own way. The creative field always has that mix. A lot of people feel that the fashion industry is not the nicest place to be in, but I would disagree because there are some really talented people, and if you want to work with them and be a part of their world, it's amazing.
Yeah. Biggest challenge of your job?
I think the biggest challenge for my job is sometimes it's just understanding a person. I know a lot of people who follow the trends and, you know, want to be wearing that. For me, the biggest challenge is to make the person understand that, look, it's not that you can't wear that, but it's just something that you should.
I think helping them push
Helping
boundaries.
them, yeah, you know, kind of understand that what works and doesn't work. So sometimes that communication gets a little tricky
Yeah.
when a person is very headstrong. So I think the challenge for my job is that more than
Okay.
anything else.
Personal style is?
Personal style for me or personal style in general?
Any way you'd like to answer it.
Well, personal style for me is something that brings out your personality to the best of its ability, I guess.
Yeah.
But what I mean to say is that don't try and ape others or do it because anyone else is doing it. You understand your body type. You understand how you want to portray yourself to
What
the
works
others.
for
What
you.
works for you. That's
Yeah.
key.
Your favorite color?
Black.
Really?
Yeah, always.
Okay, complete the sentence. When in doubt,
Wear black.
that was easy.
That was easy.
One fashion myth you'd like to break.
Fashion myth that I would want people to know is that not everyone in the fashion industry is a bitch
Okay.
or really nasty. There are some amazing people out there as well.
Okay. Your guilty pleasure?
Shopping, always. I actually love window shopping. So what I would also do is my guilty pleasure is just walk around nice stores and just be there. It makes me feel great.
Okay. 3 things that every girl should have in her makeup bag.
Definitely a mascara, a lip gloss, and a sanitizer, because I feel if you're going to keep redoing your makeup, there are times where you just need to kind of dab and make sure that...
Right. 3 must-haves in your wardrobe.
To sound very cliched, a black LBD, but I would say that as far as my wardrobe is concerned, and I want to share this with everyone, is that whenever you are shopping, always make sure that there are 2 or 3 ways you can team that particular look. You know, don't, when you're investing in an outfit, at least try in your mind to think of 3 ways that you can wear it. So if you're buying a cover up, you know which dress you want to team it up with, which jeans you want to team it up with. If you're buying a t-shirt, you know that you can layer it differently, you know, with shorts or with jeans again. So I just feel that 3 must-haves in a wardrobe today, I don't think there is anything like that, but, you know, just the right amount of looks which you can miss.
That's a great tip, actually. I never thought about it like that.
Which you can mix match and, you know, make that outfit work more than just putting it on that one time and be like, wow, now everyone's seen it, now I don't want to wear it anymore.
Right. Casual chic or the cocktail look? Which one is your go-to?
Casual chic all the time.
Yeah?
Yes.
Quirkiest thing you own?
Well, the quirkiest thing I own is very surprisingly distressed jeans.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to bring my husband up on this particular one because he feels that I cannot walk into office or anywhere else with jeans that are torn, and I'm like, no, that is what I'm all about, and this is what I'm going to pull off. So yeah, you can say the
key is how
thing.
distressed are they?
Very distressed.
very
That is
distressed.
the key. Yeah. And he's like, oh my god, what is going on? So yeah, the very distressed jeans are the quirkiest thing in my wardrobe right now.
One hairstyle you love?
I love the sleek back ponytail. Like, it is my all-time favorite, and I feel it works for most Indian faces. So yeah.
And you don't need a blow dry for it.
You don't need to blow dry for it.
Which is the best part.
Best part, of course.
What never goes out of fashion?
I think in this particular bit, I'm going to bring back a little bit of the Indian designers, you know, your handlooms, your saris, your vintage saris, which your mom might have. So that is something that I feel that it's eternal.
Never goes
it's
out
a
of
classic.
fashion.
Yeah, it's never going to go out of fashion.
Favorite Indian and international designer?
My international designer, I would say Alexander McQueen. I just love his aesthetics. It's not something that, like, I like the couture pieces as well, but I feel that there is this inert sensibility, which I think is amazing. Indian designer, again, to sound cliched, it would be Anamika Khanna.
Okay.
She's my all-time favorite. I love the drapes. I love the cuts.
Okay.
I think she's brilliant.
And finally, what makes you smile?
My girls.
Oh, your daughters.
Yes, my girls. I have 2 girls, and yeah, they make me smile. But what I love about it also is that, like we spoke about earlier, and you said, okay, as they grow older, they don't need you. And I said, no, they do, because every time now they have to go out and they're like, Mom, what do we wear? And,
oh, yeah.
And for me, it is like, okay, as much as any celebrity is asking me what I should wear, my girls are like, Mom, you figure it out, because we know you're going to put it together right.
Wow, that's such a joy.
Yeah, that is a joy. I love styling them as well.
Oh,
so
wow. That's
fun.
such a lovely note to sign off on.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Nirali, for being here and giving us so many tips and tricks. I think our listeners are going to love this episode.
I hope so.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you around.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to our episode. We hope you got tons of information on celebrity style. Stay tuned for our next episode. Until then, you can be in touch with us on Facebook at Styleogram Official and on Instagram at Styleogram_official. You can also subscribe to our episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes. See you soon.
Our podcasts bring all the boys to the yard, and damn right, they're better than yours. But you don't need to stand outside in the yard. Just follow IVM Podcasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We might be on Tinder too. Just go ahead and swipe right.